Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good evening. Hope you've had a nice weekend so far. Yesterday was the day to get outside. Today, good sleeping weather out there, right? We got that unsettled pattern. Temperatures in the 40s through tonight in the valley. The rest of us getting back to and below freezing. Notice those widespread 30s, in fact, lower 30s for a lot of us. And quite a few of us are also kind of just right there on the precipice, right? So I'd go ahead and take your freezing precautions, right? Pets, plants, pipes, keep them warm, bury them inside, whatever. That kind of deal there, just because we're in that 1 to 2 degree wiggle room range. But the temperatures will only be decreasing over the next few days for the lows through tonight and the highs as well. We're going to be talking 40s along the coast as well as the valley, but for most of us, not much lower than that out there. So as we head over the next few days, like I said, we're continuing this unsettled trend, this pattern, right? We have these winter storm watches, these warnings in effect for quite a few of us, Siskiyou County, western and eastern, and Plumas County, Lassen County, the eastern portions of Butte, Tehama, and Shasta County as well. So that's kind of the baseline as to what we're working with. Maybe even still some rumbles of thunder as we head into tomorrow. Notice to start our week out, well, we still got some instability, so I do think some lightning, rumbles of thunder, kind of to be expected with that convection. Snow levels also dropping. Notice that much cooler air for quite a bit of us across the area. Highs in the lower 60s in the valley. A lot of us in the 50s along the coast. And then you start talking 40s for highs out there in eastern mountains, Modoc County, Siskiyou County, Trinity County as well. And not necessarily upper 40s either. Some of us will be talking lower 40s out there. So let's take a look at the extended term futurecast. Notice as we head past tomorrow. So into Wednesday and Thursday. So we kind of split the first half of the week and the second half of the week into different portions. The second half of the week looks a little less unsettled. Notice we kind of break that stuff up as we head through Wednesday and Thursday, and you only see isolated changes popping up just like that on the futurecast. I mean, it runs right by it. There are very narrow windows in the second half of the week for this moisture to take advantage of. So I would say by Friday, by next weekend, we're doing good. Check it out here. You really don't see a lot of precipitation at all across the North State. I would go ahead and just wager we're dry and pretty clear as we head into that time frame, warming up as high pressure takes over. So, like I said, the middle of the week really is a sharp gradient. But notice even through Tuesday, we have this storm risk from the Storm Prediction Center for pretty much all of the North State, extending well south of us too. So we still have to get through this first half of the week with this nice and unsettled weather. A little rain never hurt anybody. Those snow caps are definitely going to be getting recuperated, for lack of a better term, as well. Here's our rainfall totals through the rest of this week. Del Norte County, Humboldt County, and western Siskiyou County, as well as Trinity County out there. The usual suspects will be picking up, I'd say, about 3-4 inches of rain on average. You also see those higher totals north of Redding up to Lakehead, Shasta County, wrapping around the valley as well. Then you get more snow in those upper levels. Snow levels starting out this evening, 4,000 to 4,500 feet, but they will be dropping over the next several days. In fact, in some of those areas with the winter storm warnings, we'll probably be talking 6 to 12 inches of snow, higher elevations, maybe better part of 18 inches. Up here in Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, you're not going to be seeing quite as much rain. We'll be talking 3/4 of an inch, maybe isolated spots of an inch in the lower elevations. But of course, like I said, since those snow levels will be dropping, we'll be talking rain-snow mixes for quite a lot of us when all is said and done. So next few days, thunder is the story, next couple of days, really. So yeah, we get a little bit of that active pattern creeping on in here, but remember what I was saying earlier? Draw your line right there in the middle of the week, really Wednesday night and into Thursday, and those chances really start to break up just a little bit. Notice how it becomes scattered there, and then those temperatures trend up, and we really don't have a lot to talk about in the second half of the week. Very much a gradient in this respect. Out here in Mount Shasta City, you might even hear some thunder out in the upper elevations. Modoc County kind of getting that rain-snow mix. Out in the eastern mountains as well, some of that instability going up the mountains could cause some of that convection to rumble a little bit. But by the time we're heading again through Wednesday night and Thursday, there's your dividing line. Second half of the week, much nicer conditions for the outdoors anyways. Notice those 40s turn to 50s, even some signs of 60s out towards next weekend, right? So up and up and up is the story. Let's take a look at the valley. Redding, pretty good cross section. Still some rumbles of thunder as we head through tomorrow, Tuesday. We still got that scattered stuff going on, but As we head towards the midweek, it becomes a little more scattered. And you saw on the rain map earlier, you can rewind this just a minute or two, and you'll notice you really don't see quite as many rain totals here. So we really start to break up and become a little more isolated in the midweek. And then by the end of the week, spring's coming on back. I think we have a good signal there. So keep tuned here, and we'll keep you updated as to how both these storms and the nicer weather evolves. Mike will be with you through the week, and I'll see you next weekend.